player ever in a Raider uniform.
And that's exactly how you should approach the game.
I mean, talking to him and learning about his backstory and how when he was young, he was the middle child, always was trying to chase down his older brother and was somewhat insecure growing up. And then he decided, you know what? I don't care what other people think, and I'm just going to work and work and work and work. And that's how he is.
He has a phenomenal work ethic. I mean, it's second to none. The guy never gets tired. I don't know how he does it. When he first came into the league, Howie Long got in touch with him, and they corresponded, and Howie gave him, like, I don't know, 10, 15 pages of notes just of all the little things to work on. And the interesting thing is Max Crosby, he went and studied all that stuff, and he uses a lot of it.
There he goes, affecting the pocket. He got by Fleming, and Stidham on the money for Javonte Williams for a first down, a gain of 9.
That's the first time that Fleming had him all by himself. And so you're going to watch him. He's going to come off the edge right up top here. And he's one-on-one. That's one of the few times you'll see him one-on-one. They've been doubling him and chipping him all the time. And that's one of the reasons why. He just has an ability. He's kind of like Gumby. Like his upper body is on you and his lower body is at your hips already. It's kind of weird.
But you watch him over the course of a game, you're right. Play number 80 is basically the same as the first play as he gets cut there. And Spillane just drills Samaje Perine. And Spillane, here's a guy that Antonio Pierce is like, look, he was my 3rd or 4th guy starting the year. He loves Spillane.
Yeah, Spillane, that right here, this is an outstanding angle. And the reason he could get that short angle was because Max Crosby took a hard inside rush and cut that corner down. Spillane was smart enough to take it. Well done.
Antonio Pierce, who learned from some of the best. Bruce Smith, Michael Strahan, he played with, Darrell Green, among others. No gain, second down. Stidham to throw. He's got it out wide, and Jerry Jeudy has the catch. And third down and short coming up. Downstairs, Megan, for more on Max Crosby.
Well, you know, Matt just mentioned he never seems to get tired. I don't know how he does it. Well, obviously, he is the first one in the building for the Raiders and the last one to leave, but he's done a ton of work on his boxing as well. He said that helps with his timing, his footwork, his distance, and his hand speed. Twice a week during the season, he works on it almost every day during the offseason. He actually sparred the UFC middleweight world champion Sean Strickland for 3 3-minute rounds.
Which is wild.
And got something kicked. I don't know what it was, but he got a kick.
But he made it through, and he was very proud of it. Third down and 2 for Denver. Stidham, quick set. Cortland Sutton stood up, and he flashes the ball for the first down. Brandon Faison tried to wrap him up, but Sutton is a big figure out there.
He is a big man. Look, there's this. When I watch this Denver offense, I see these receivers, and I can't understand. Get the ball to them, man. They have such talent outside. They haven't been able to put it all together. But, man, that's a talented group out there. Sutton's a big, strong guy, too.
He's got 10 touchdowns. He's the first Bronco with 10 receiving touchdowns in about 10 years. An inviting fade target in the red zone. Here comes Crosby. Down goes Stidham.
That was just pure speed. That's another thing we didn't talk about. Mack can get the edge all by himself, and he can run you down. Sack number 14.5 on the season.
Look at the eyes. Look at his eyes.
Yeah, watch up top. He's right here. He's going to get to the edge, and now he's just going to run him down. That's just really well done. Fleming needs help. That's the second time that they let him be all by himself. It's the second time he got beat.
Jarrett Stidham told us, as we see Max Crosby doing the floor exercise after the sack, he said, look, I talked a lot of smack to him because I never had to play against him, and now life has come full circle. And we're going to get a timeout on 2nd and 22.
Denver.
Good friends. Crosby likes Stidham, and down he went, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Play. I said let's have a watch party.
You said party, as in party.
Let's check the replay.
This What Really Happened replay is brought to you by Progressive. One thing no one would challenge: protecting your home and auto with Progressive.
Is this where I park for the party?
Wait, KFC has new 2 for $5 wraps?
Yeah!
So many new KFC wraps to choose from. Plus, add a free wrap in the KFC app. it's finger licking good.
14.5 sacks. Max Crosby making new friends every day here in Las Vegas.
He also he needed a couple tackles or 3 tackles or something like that to break the record. His defensive lineman.
Yeah, 2 for 90. That would be the most for a Raider defensive lineman.
Now having said that, keep in mind they only started making it an official stat pretty late. I can't remember what year it was.
Like 99.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of guys before him that played a lot of football.
What does Denver have? 2nd and 22. It was a loss of 12. Crosby darted inside that time. Jerry Jeudy on the run. Inside the 5. Jeudy scores!
That was stupid great, man. Did you see his feet? That was amazing. Jeudy, that's how he runs He runs routes. He's very, very subtle with his route running. And you get him in the open field like that, that's like, there's like 3 or 4 moves in the middle of that. That's ridiculous. Really well done by Jerry Jeudy.
Watch the footwork here.
It's just really, it's fun to watch. Outside there, keeps his balance. Jump to the outside, back inside on a spin into the end zone. Really well done. And it's just like, yeah, okay, that's just what I do.
He just bounced Marcus Epps right off of him, but that jagged cut around the 5-yard line was nasty. And the Denver Broncos are on the board. You said get it to the wide receivers, let them eat. Jerry Jeudy. Yikes. .610 on the scoring drive. Jarrett Stidham 6 for 7, and maybe his 7th completion was to the Raiders sideline after the touchdown. He sent something their way. I don't know if they caught it.
Well, look, you spend any amount of time with the team, you always want to win. You always want to beat them. He's no different than anybody else.
More on that in a second. It's a win for fans and a win for football, though, as the USFL and XFL merger is official. The United Football League begins play March 30th with the USFL champion Birmingham Stallions taking on the XFL champion Arlington Renegades. The United Football League this spring on ABC, ESPN, Fox, and FS1. Spring just got stronger. Jarrett Stidham had some success here the last couple weeks of last season, especially the performance. He pushed the 49ers into overtime. As this is Davante Adams out of the backfield, catch number 100, and he roams across the 40-yard line. So Davante Adams, 4 straight years with 100 catches. Not many guys have done that in history. He is the 4th player ever to do that.
Yeah, exactly right. And he's just, so is he the same player that he was, say, I don't know, 5 years ago? Probably not. But he's a smarter player, and he understands the defense is better, and he sees things a lot faster, and so you make up with that. He's still a great player.
On the run, Zamir White, and here's the thing about Davante Adams, talking to him about Aaron Rodgers and his relationship with Rodgers, and just the same page they were on, and that came from, number 1, playing a lot with the same quarterback, but number 2, learning from guys like Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb.
Yeah, and so you take all that, and now you can impart all that wisdom to the young quarterback. And so slow down a little bit, right? I'm going to do this on this route. No, they have this coverage. Here's how we're going to run it. And so all that stuff is just pouring into the other guys. He's been a great mentor.
It's another run, and it's White who is leveled by P.J. Locke. It's a first down for the Raiders across midfield to the 46.
Nice job on the inside there. That Raider offense with Andre James, Van Roten, Parham. Those inside 3 had some good blocking up front that time to be able to get that, pick up that first down. You can see Parham right there. Nice by James. So, look, there's always going to be one guy who's unaccounted for. That's who the runner has to beat. And he got it that time at the first down. Really well done. They're a different offense on that left side when Colton Miller's back.
O'Connell pats the ball, gets it near side. That's Tucker one more time coming back to the football.
I like Trey Tucker. He's gotten better as the season's gone on. You can see he's running this route. Watch this route. It's a really nice route. It's going to go in motion. Now get him. This is on Surtain, right? And Surtain is as good as there is. But he's going to come back to the football, capture that ball, make the catch, move the chains, move on to the next one.
Davante Adams said about Tucker, he said his level of locked in is just different.
Yeah. And some guys are like that. Some guys you talk and you look at them and you don't even know if they're paying attention. And other guys, they are just laser beam locked in.
You can say my name if that's what you mean.
I was thinking about me.
Okay. Good. Good to know. First down, O'Connell. Clean enough pocket. He pats the ball again, and that's something he was talking about, right? A hitch or two. Stidham said it as well. In the NFL, a hitch or two, you're kind of sunk.
Yeah, and you're sunk also because of the coverage. And so you can hitch all you want. If it's not open, it's not open. So what you're going to see right here is you got a three-man route. Look, they're sitting in the zone, but they match it up as they come into the zone. That's really well covered. Nowhere to go with that football, and you got to dump it off.
There's Jimmy Garoppolo over on the sideline, who Aiden O'Connell said he's learned a lot from. Brian Hoyer as well, guys who have seen quite a bit in terms of NFL defenses. Another run against a run defense that really struggles this year. The Broncos 31st in run defense, and Zamir White trying to carve him again.
Yeah. Benito thought he had him, and he just used his speed and got that X right there. Boom, there's one. And here's the second. He's able to get that edge. Really well done. Yeah, look at Moreau. Goes by the wayside. Good speed.
A good stiff arm feels like what?
Like a good stiff arm. Fumble.
O'Connell lost the football. It's on the ground, and Singleton clears it for Denver. He pounced on it to create a Bronco turnover from the defense.
That's a loose ball all the way.
They will talk it over on the turnover.
It's an incomplete pass, and here you're going to see why. He pumps, and the arm is moving forward when the ball comes out, but you can really see it right here. He's going to make that throw, and then the ball's moving forward, ball out of the hands. That's an incomplete pass, and now they're going to try a field goal.
So no turnover, no takeaway for Singleton, and Daniel Carlson, who's missed only 4 times this year. This from 49. And it is true.
Knocked that one, could have had another 20 yards.
Yes, he did. 10-7. We'll be back right after this message from State Farm. So the Raiders do get a field goal out of that drive, 10-7, and you see the energy infused in by Antonio Pierce. Davante Adams was very clear this week about who he wants to be the head coach here with the Raiders. Names have swirled. You're around this team as well. Everybody hears everything that gets written, but you cannot undervalue the level of motivation Antonio Pierce has brought to these players.
Oh, he's made a difference. There's no question about it. And the players have responded to him. And really, your job as a head coach is less X and O's and more lead the way. And so I think that's a passing grade from that perspective.
He and Max Crosby have actually kind of been a team in that department. He says Max lifts everybody up around, and they had sort of a motivational relationship in the first place. Antonio Pierce would just kind of try to get under his skin and rev the engine even more, which is hard to do because it's usually already at full throttle for Max Crosby, who is really one of the most interesting, cool stories in the NFL. Crosby.
Oh, Max Crosby. And he's one of the most interesting, talented guys in the National Football League.
Carlson on the approach, and Mims will let it go through the end zone. So the Raiders have played very well under Antonio Pierce, and every once in a while when they win a game under Antonio Pierce, they like to smoke a cigar in the locker room. So we take you to the Antonio Pierce Cigar Lounge, where the numbers are very favorable for the defense especially. Now, there's no memo in our cigar lounge that says, please don't do that. in the future, hypothetically.
No, they don't do that there. They put it up on the big board so everybody can see it.
But Antonio said no matter what, and he might have gotten told, hey, don't do that for the long term. If the Raiders win today, there's going to be one more trip to the Cigar Lounge postgame, we are told. McLaughlin up the middle, and Denver's really challenging this Raiders rush defense.
Well, I think if you're going to run behind somebody, I think the guy you do it is right there, number 77, Miners. I think that guy is as good a guard as there is in the National Football League. 6'3", weighs about 340. They call him the Gut, and he loves that name. But he is a powerful guy. He can bend. He's got great strength, and he's smart. He's got every characteristic you need, and he had himself, to me, I thought he had a Pro Bowl year.
He's an alternate right now, depending on how this all plays out. Stidham again, feeling Crosby, and Stidham rolling out. He does get it to Cortland Sutton, and there is a marker coming in, the rare flag so far today, and Max Crosby believes he was held. Sean Hochuli with the call.
Holding. Offense, number 72. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
It's the left tackle, Garrett Bowles.
Yeah, so anytime you if you don't give your tackle a little bit of help out here, Crosby's going to have himself a really big day. You see he's on the top, and he's working against Fleming down below. Bowles is on the other side, and that's where he gave him the hold right there. Interesting call. You had Janarius Robinson.
So 2nd and 14. Remember, the Broncos scored on a 2nd and 22 on the last drive with Jerry Jeudy. They'll go empty. Crosby got a great start, and that spooked Jarrett Stidham.
No, it's weird. Max isn't a big guy. He's tall. He's lanky. He doesn't have, like, you go, man, that guy looks like a stud. But what you have is, boy, how did that guy get here so fast? That's exactly what happened right there.
Untouched by design might not be the way to go.
That's a good. You'd think that you're going to be able to account for number 98 when you walk to the line of scrimmage.
You would think. 3rd and 16. Stidham, quick release over the middle. That's Mims, and Mims turns the corner for a Denver first down. What speed for the rookie out of Oklahoma.
That's really nice job done right there. Adam Troutman did a nice job. Mims, of course, you know, Mims has great speed. Humphrey did a nice job. Just a great job of blocking. You don't see that out of wide receivers very often. Cortland Sutton, who's used that big body, gets in the way and is able to give him the path to be able to get that first.
Burton was involved there too, who had that great
fullback,
play.
yep.
Yeah,
tough kid, Rutgers kid.
There's a double of Crosby, and this is incomplete. It's off the hands of Javonte Williams. 2nd down.
Nate Hobbs is right there. I like that Nate Hobbs. I think he's a good football player. I think he's obviously young, but he plays beyond his years. He sees things most young guys don't see. He plays the ball exceptionally well. Good football player.
Strong tackler.
Yeah.
As well. McLaughlin is in on what's likely a passing down. 2nd and 10 for the Texan Jarrett Stidham. It'll be a toss. And that's going nowhere. Malcolm Kuntz,
right there,
who has really come into his own this season.
And they needed him. They needed him to do that. As a guy, you know, he's going to get a single block all the time, and so you've got to step up to the plate and be able to handle that, because they're going to slide to Max, or they're going to double him or chip him or something. But Kuntz does a nice job disengaging the tight end. Of course, that's a tight end. The tight end blocks you. Hang your head in shame. Raider rule.
You got any other Raider rules?
Oh, I got a lot of them.
3rd and 11. Kroll, the tight end, is over Crosby here as well, and he will help chip him off the snap. Stidham coming this way, and he goes down anyway. It's Isaiah Polamau, the safety.
Just a nice job. The first thing is Max Crosby gets up the field so fast, right? So he goes right past the first guy, forces him to step up along with Kuntz, and then Polamau just comes in and cleans it up.
Max Crosby is single-handedly changing the clock for Jarrett Stidham.
That's what he's supposed to do, and that's exactly what he's doing. But it's even more impressive when you expect him to do it, and he still does this game.
This was not the week to have Mike McGlinchey be out.
Yeah, exactly right.
First down for the Raiders after the 52-yard punt from Dixon, and that was Singleton with the stop. Nice job, loss of 1. And right now for a game break, let's check in with Carissa Thompson in Los Angeles. Carissa.
Thank you, Jason. Eagles having a tough time in New York. Saquon Barkley scores his second touchdown of the first half. This one puts the Giants in front 17-0 over the Eagles. Jason?
Go figure on that, huh?
Well, that's a home game for Saquon. He grew up about maybe an hour from there, from that New York stadium. So he loves to put on a show, and he has the skills to do it.
Eagles have had a wild year. Aiden O'Connell launches incomplete. Jacoby Myers matched up with Moreau.
And he had him beat, but the throw was behind him. A better throw, and that's a big first down. Aiden O'Connell knows it as well. Watch the route in and then back out, and so the ball's in the air, but see how it's back to his backhand, and he couldn't handle it. He had Moreau beat.
Couldn't you argue it was a little late too?
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with it, but we'll just go with one.
They're down to 11. The Raiders. Play clock down to 2. It's a quick screen, and it's Carter. And he's not going to get the first down as we move toward the 2-minute warning. We'll see if the Broncos use a timeout here. They save some time. They very easily could do that. It looks like they have. That's their second timeout. They'll have 1 left.
Interesting how the Broncos were playing that. That was pure one-on-one on the top side with Surtain and Davante Adams. And I always like to pay attention to what they do with Davante, and especially defensively and how they handle him. And some guys, they'll keep a safety over the top, or they'll run a backer underneath, but they're taking Surtain and saying, he's yours. Take him all by yourself, and that's impressive.
That's huge trust, isn't it?
Well, it's trust in the fact that he's a great player, and that's why you draft players like that, if you can get them.
Cole to punt. He didn't punt until his senior year of high school, and now he's truly one of the best in America. This one to the 29, and the return for Mims ends up being a 48-yard punt. And Turner, DJ Turner with the tackle. So 1 timeout for the Broncos, 2:22, and an opportunity to evaluate Jarrett Stidham. Both these teams have quarterback questions going into next year, and Sean Payton said, look, this is about winning. This is why Jarrett Stidham's in the game. He likes him. He likes the arm talent, and you know, whether or not people believe that he will be an option for them possibly next year, Russell Wilson, it looks like, won't be. There are some decisions to be made.
Yeah, absolutely, but not only at the quarterback position, that just happens to be the most important position.
Empty on first down. Stidham launches sideline, and too much for Cortland Sutton, matched up with Jack Jones, who's had a great second half of the year, but a flag comes in late at the 42-yard line. The Raiders are saying it's against Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, it looks like it. Cortland Sutton against Jack Jones, and Cortland Sutton's a big man.
Pass interference, offense number 14. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
You can see him here on the outside, 14 on 18. He's running right at him, and he just gives him a push, and that's what they caught.
Yeah, that was a discard.
Yeah. That was like, yo, get out the way.
Anytime somebody says that to me, I do, by the way, to be clear. So Denver well behind the sticks. Now the Raiders with 3 timeouts could start using theirs. Wide splits for Crosby there. He got near the pocket, and that overshoots Pirine. Stidham ends up on his tailbone.
And another nice job by Malcolm Kuntz on the backside to bring in pressure as well. So they're going with a 4-man rush. They're chipping Max. Kuntz does a nice job on the backside.
Big shot from Tyree Wilson, too.
Yeah, good job by Wilson.
3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning for the Raiders defense to play with now. He wants the screen. He does shuttle it out for Pirine. Looking to get to the outside. He was running behind Ben Powers, the left guard, and Robertson with the tackle. It's 3rd down and long coming up as we hit. That's a great place to spend a weekend, isn't it?
Well, it's a great place to spend a day for a game. Anytime you get a game, that's a good day. I'll take it every time.
3rd and 15. The Raiders back off, well off the line. In coverage. Stidham climbing the pocket. Line drive tipped and nearly picked by Robertson.
That's on Stidham. He had him. That's a nice ball. I mean, that's a nice route on the in-breaking route. Cortland Sutton came clean. Better throw. That's a big 1st down. I think right now, I think Max Crosby's affected this game completely. I think that if you can just get the wide receivers into routes and protect your quarterback, Denver has a chance to move the football. That hasn't happened because of Max and to a lesser degree on the other side, you've had Malcolm Kuntz.
You have 3 separate Raiders with sacks in this game. That punt keeps on rolling toward the goal line and then slams on the brakes at the 1-yard line.
Letting it roll all the way back. He's got to go up and make that catch.
Now the Broncos with 1 timeout. The Raiders will, you would imagine, just run to get some room, and they will. And the response on the sideline by the special teams coach, Tom McMahon, was very frustrated.
Yeah, so one will plead his case, and the other guy doesn't want to hear it. And so, hey, look, mistakes are made. Don't do it again, right? That's the only thing you can do.
So you're saying feet at the 10-yard line.
Feet at the 10. If it's in front of you, go up and catch it. Goes over your head, let it go. And sometimes it'll go over your head, but that's the way it goes. You know, it bounces kind of weird down there. This time it took an advantageous roll for Denver.
Sean Payton uses that last time out just to force the Raiders to run a couple of plays here, and maybe they can snip the ball very late, or there will be some sort of catastrophe for the Raiders offense. That's what Sean Payton is banking on. White the tailback, and he's got a crease. White across the 25, and now the Raiders are in business with 3 timeouts.
Nice job of the right side of that offensive line. Luminor, Van Roten, James is a nice job. That's a really good job on that side.
O'Connell to throw, and he is lassoed and dropped by Nick Bonito.
Yeah, he just ran right by Luminor.
Timeout Raiders. Watch Bonito. He went high here. Ooh, man.
Close to a face mask there. So he probably hit his face mask with his hand and then got down on his upper chest there. So
he didn't grip the face mask
no harm, no
way,
foul.
though. So Bonito has been dealing with a sprained MCL. Does go to the bench there after that hard rush. The Las Vegas fans believe that should have been a penalty based on their reaction. Interesting play call here. 2nd and 18. They did burn the timeout, and maybe they'll see if they can get it to Adams against Surtain with a rare lot of cushion for Adams.
Down here.
That's where he looks. O'Connell that way. It is Adams just stapled to Surtain. What a fun matchup.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. That's as good as it gets right there. The coverage, you can't ask any better. The catch, phenomenal catch. Good route. Surtain doesn't bite. That's as good as you can get. Sometimes you win them and sometimes you lose them. In this particular case, Surtain came out on the short end of it, but you can't do anything better.
Typically, defensive backs are right on the line against Davante Adams. There was room to roam that time on the 2nd and long. Now Surtain press coverage. O'Connell looked left, now throws back. He's got Hooper, the tight end, and he cartwheels for a first down. The clock moves, but the Raiders do have a couple of timeouts.
That's a nice job right there by O'Connell. He saw the whole thing, and he knew he was going to have Hooper in the middle of the field. They're trying to disguise it, but he found it quick.
O'Connell, far side, Jacoby Myers too much.
That's on O'Connell. Got away from him. Myers ran a decent route too. It's about leverage outside. You got to keep the guy on your inside, and he does. Defensively, you have really no shot at that. What you really have to do is play inside out, and that's what he did. But you have to have the right throw, and O'Connell was off on that.
You're thinking field goal range. Carlson's long this year is 54. He's over 3/4 of the time good from 50 in his career.
You got to get to about the 35, 36.
Surtain and Adams down at the bottom again. O'Connell lets it rip. Downfield, Tucker right there. He did have him. He beat Moreau.
Bro, you cannot let him get on top of you. You cannot do that. You're going to watch this down right up here. He bit on the inside. You can't. Moreau knows better than that. It's a great throw. I mean, it's a simple route. He just got on top of him.
47 yards on that hit. Remember, the Raiders get it out of halftime as well. So the white run and the launch to Tucker, and now 1st and 10 from the 15, and they have to burn a timeout.
Timeout, Las Vegas.
So,
second timeout of the half. 30 seconds in
this
length.
is quite the interesting setup in the last, let's say, minute, 2 minutes or so, because a couple of times the Raiders very easily could have been done with the football, and we could have ended up at halftime. Instead, the Broncos have allowed for that opening with the coverage there, and now the Raiders are in business.
Yeah, and so what's happening right now, and they've been sporadic, but this offensive line at that particular time gave him some really good protection. And I think when he has time, he sees the field, obviously. I think when they blitzed him, and he's not quite sure where to go with football. Sometimes he's been too slow with it, and it hasn't gotten there. But I think that particular time, good protection, and he saw the field, made the throw.
65 yards on the drive for O'Connell, just a one incompletion. This way through the hands of Davante Adams.
Davante ran a good route there too. Ran a really nice route, and he was able to shake him, get to the outside. Wide open through his hands. You'd like to see him throw the, I mean, he had to turn his body to make the catch, but he's good enough to make that catch.
Think about the cut up Aiden O'Connell told us about, that they showed him the one hand catch radius for Davante Adams. He put it on the hands there, didn't get it, and they'll reload with Adams in motion.
Keep in mind you can still get a first down here.
They move him up top. O'Connell looked that direction, pumped a couple of times, and he got it away for Abdullah, who turned the corner inside the 10 to the 9. The Raiders will use that final timeout for a 3rd down coming up.
So 3rd down, you could still get a first. You have enough time with 26 seconds. You'd like to go to the end zone, but you don't have to. You can fall short, but you want to get on the sideline. You want to be able to get out of bounds if you're going to do that.
Antonio Pierce talking to Sean Hoculey, and coming up, it's the Verizon Business Halftime with Kurt, Terry, Michael, and Jimmy. A lot to talk about, including that Packers-Bears game that is enormous for Green Bay. We'll see what the play call looks like here. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm kind of, you have enough time to be able to just get the first, but get out of bounds. And he also even if you could run, you're still okay because you have 26 seconds, but you have to get the first down here.
O'Connell, quick throw, does have the first down. Austin Hooper, first and goal. Chance to spike it if you want to. Moving down to 15 seconds.
Smart. That's exactly what I was talking about. 26 seconds, you had enough time to be able to get that first down, regroup, spike it, and now you got second. Now you're going to goal line. You're going to the end zone every time here.
Fade.
I mean, it depends what your matchups are. So normally, right now, you'd say Devontae Adams is getting the football. So now's the time that you're going to say, okay, Pat Surtain, here you go. You're taking Devontae Adams no matter where he goes. Let's see if that happens. They're coming out in a bunch. Oh, nope, Surtain's going wide. Okay, so now, a little bit of crossing routes will get you in the mix. They're coming with a blitz.
Adams in the slot. O'Connell backpedaling, throwing, end zone. Oh, what a grab! Devontae Adams waited for it and has a touchdown.
Jaquan McMillan tried to leap. It didn't happen. Nice job. This is really well done by the rookie quarterback O'Connell. He saw the blitz coming. He kept on backpedaling. He put enough air under the ball for Devontae to be able to go get it, and he comes down with it. Nice route, inside back out. See him raise his hand like that, like I'm open, even though the guy's all over him. Yeah, that's really smart by O'Connell. Just kept on going backwards, threw the ball where only one guy could get it.
That adjustment by Adams with somebody flashing, with McMillan flashing in his face, was his experience coming into play. But really, O'Connell, as he gets looked at over there, picked up Adams on this drive.
This is really smart. He saw the whole thing. Well, that's great concentration,
right,
by Devontae. Yeah. So he loses it kind of right there, but then he gets right back with his head. That's outstanding. I mean, I could do that, but I didn't expect it from him.
No, you're better at that in center field than you are in the corner of the end zone. But that, I mean, it's almost like losing a baseball in the sun.
Yeah, no question.
What just happened there? To pick it back up on the way down is super impressive. And Aiden O'Connell gets himself 80 yards on that drive. 17-7, the lead for the Raiders. And again, Aiden O'Connell was strong.
Oh, that was he couldn't do any better right there. He handled it all the way down. McMillan, he had great coverage. I mean, you can't ask for more coverage than what he got out of McMillan, and it ended in a touchdown.
You just like that Aiden O'Connell's mustache looks like yours. That's all you like.
Yeah, he needs it to gray out a little bit.
We asked you in our meeting with Aiden O'Connell.